Considering this is about 50 years old, it's amazing what kind of shape this is all still in. The pilot looks like was only aged 24. Just a reminder to enjoy the time that we have here, because you never know when that could come to an end. Oh yeah, that's better. If you can hear me over the noise of the falls, that's spectacular. You being a good boy? Huh? Did you run away from your dad? Welcome back, friends, and today we're back out in the state of West Virginia, and we're up at the Seneca Creek Backcountry. We're gonna do a little backpacking, hammock camping action up here. We might do one night or 2 nights, not sure yet. Just gonna see how it goes. I recently had to have some minor surgery this spring, and that's kind of kept me off the trail. This is gonna be my first real trip out this spring. So I kind of chose this area because there's a nice web of trails where you can fashion different mileages and things like that. If I were to need to take it easy, or if I'm feeling good and I think I can go for more miles, I can kind of adjust on the fly in this area a good bit. And that's what we're already having to do right now, because my plan was to park down at the Seneca Creek trailhead and then just hike straight down to some of the nice sites down there. But that was filled up on a Friday night, completely full. So I kept coming up the forest road, and now we're at the Allegheny Mountain trailhead, and I forget what the other trail is. So we really have to make a decision here. If we're gonna hike up this trail, it'll eventually will let us hook back in with the Seneca Creek trail, or I could take this trail up here, and I think there's a trail with like a creek up there. Maybe find camp sooner. So I'm gonna have to make that decision here shortly. But it's almost about 4:30 now, so I really am ready to get this pack on here and make a decision and get on the trail. Let's see if this works. Nice. I have to say, the remote key is a lot better. Can't lock your keys in the car, which is something I thought I had done before. So that's awesome. Car's locked up. Gonna throw this pack on, start hiking. All right, I think we got everything here, and if we don't, we'll just have to improvise. I was planning to park here at the Seneca Creek trailhead and just hike straight down in to some good sites. We had to improvise a little. Now we're up here. So we got 2 choices. Come up the Allegheny Mountain Trail or go over the big run of Gandy Trail to the North Prong, which from my research, I believe that there's a creek here, and I would hope that I could find camp there. Or we go straight up Allegheny Mountain Trail, connect on Bear Hunter Trail, down to the Seneca Creek. All right, I've made a decision here. I'm gonna head up the Allegheny Mountain Trail because that's gonna give me a lot of options. If I were to want to cut back up and go to that place, I can. If I want to cut down on this Tom Lick Trail, I could do that and connect back to Seneca Creek. I'm gonna have a lot of opportunities to connect back into Seneca Creek. So I think I'm gonna do that, but I definitely gotta get moving. One notable new piece of gear I'm sporting this spring is this watch. This is the Garmin Fenix 6X Pro. I've been looking at these watches for quite a while. The new models come out, and this one went on sale, so I finally grabbed it. Put all kinds of good topo maps on there. It could do so much stuff that I don't even know if I can use it to its full potential, but I can't wait to try that out some out here. So I'm gonna start that, and let's get going before we waste any more time. I seem to be pretty good at doing that sometimes. Some notable things on this trip that we're trying to accomplish. The main goal of this trip really just for me to get back out here. Like I said, I had some minor surgery this spring. Haven't been out at all yet this year on the trail. So I just wanted to come out to an area where I could kind of test out where I'm at, you know, physically. And an area where really I don't think I'll ever be much further than like a half day hiking from the car if I were to need to get out. We're definitely going to go down along Seneca Creek, check out some nice waterfalls and stuff down there. That Seneca Creek trailhead was completely full on a Friday night. I expected some people there. I didn't really expect it to be completely full. So not a big deal though. So I want to check out the falls, check out that creek. And then there's also on the very opposite end of this backcountry area, there's supposed to be the wreckage from a plane crash that happened about 50 years ago. I believe it was around 1973. So I really want to get down there and see if I can find that wreckage. I think that would be something pretty neat to find out here. So definitely going to try to work to be able to make it out there and see if I can find that. This entire Monongahela National Forest is a really vast forest area. It covers approximately 919,000 acres in West Virginia, spanning across 10 different counties. It's really big. There's a lot of opportunities for outdoor activities here. There's 5 different wilderness areas in this Monongahela National Forest alone. One, the Cranberry Wilderness, which we have visited. The other one, Dolly Sods, the Otter Creek Wilderness, and the Laurel Fork North and South Wildernesses. So there's 5 wilderness areas alone just out here in this forest. And when we visited the Cranberry Wilderness last year, that was like around another 2 hours by car further south from here, just to kind of give you an idea of how vast this national forest really is. So we got the trail sign here behind me, Swallow Rock Trail 529. It's actually a pretty nice campsite back here, dry site. Don't have enough water with me right now to set up camp, but would definitely be a decent spot to set up. A little bit overgrown and grassy, but not too bad. Nice fire ring there. Got the nice open meadow over there. Pretty cool. About 4.5 miles in here from the trailhead, and we finally made it to the junction here with Bear Hunter Trail heading down this way. So I'm definitely going to take this trail at this point of the day, because that's the sure thing. I know that this is going to lead me down in about a mile to a junction of a few different trails. I believe that area is known as the Judy Springs area, and then that's right at the creek. Now I expect there to be a lot of people camping in that area, so I'm just going to turn and start heading down the creek when I get down there and just try to find the first available campsite. There's been some nice areas up here on top of this ridge, a couple areas where it opens up like that back there. Definitely have been needing to watch my step a little bit coming down this trail. It's nothing but slick mud. Almost fell a couple times. I prefer not to eat it tonight and get completely covered in mud, if I can help it at all. I'd like to try to not do that. So I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing here a little bit. So we finally made it down to the Seneca Creek here, which is nice. I think it took us about 5.5 miles to do something that probably would have taken about 3 if we started at the Seneca Creek trailhead. But you know us on this channel, we like to make things harder every once in a while. There was a campsite up on the ridge by a creek. I could have possibly went there. I just wanted to come down a little bit further, see what there is down here. Seen a couple people up there fly fishing, which is really nice. I definitely considered bringing the fly rod out on this trip, but I kind of decided that sometimes when I try to like backpack and fly fish, it becomes a bit much for me personally. Sometimes I think I either want to do one or the other, and this trip I wanted to do backpacking. Cool little site here. Doesn't look that good for hanging though. From what I researched, there's going to be a multitude of campsites all down through here, so I'm just going to keep poking around. I don't plan to make a fire tonight, so really don't need a fire ring. I just need a clearing with some good trees. Looks like it's time to get our feet a little wet now. Trail's over there. Shouldn't be too bad. I think there's about 3 creek crossings on this trail. Right up there. So cool. And all these creek crossings, it's just best to just get your feet in and get them wet. If you play around trying to step on these moss-covered slick rocks, eventually you're gonna fall. Man, I'd love to fish that. Oh, that looks so good. So we just crossed the creek here for the second time. I've been being kind of picky with the campsite. Passed up a few sites that would have worked, just because I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of sites down here. I was just kind of trying to find those perfect trees. But it is starting to get late and I'm starting to get really hungry, so next decent site, I really need to take it. It's about 8 o'clock right now. So I got the hammock up. Got the classic Dream hammock back. That's my baby. That hammock has been with me on so many trips. Been good to me. The 40-degree 3/4 under quilt. Got that on. It's really not supposed to be cold at all tonight, so not worrying too much about getting that perfect. If I get chilly at night, I can fix it, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. I'll probably string the tarp up because it does look like it could sprinkle or rain at some point here. Got my food bag hung. Got dinner cooking. Pretty tired. I'm 7 miles. Got me kind of tired out here. But we made it to an excellent spot. This is like exactly where I would want to be to set up to do everything we want to do tomorrow and still probably get out of here at a good time and be able to make the drive home. I wasn't sure. I thought it would have to be a 2-nighter because I definitely didn't plan on quite getting as many miles as we did here tonight, but it's looking good. Finally time to sit down and eat some dinner. Got a new one. I've never had this one before. Buffalo style chicken mac and cheese mountain house. Chicken and pasta in a spicy cheese sauce with carrots and celery. Sounds pretty good right about now. Pretty much got all of camp taken care of. Started getting everything situated for the night. I'm in pretty good shape here. Eat this, hang out a little bit. Definitely excited to be getting in the hammock. There it is. Good. Cheesy with some buffalo. Can't complain about that. It kind of reminds me of the Pasta Primavera Mountain House, where I'd put some buffalo tuna into it, make like a tuna casserole. Kind of reminds me of that. Today we got ourselves some fresh roasted coffee from Burundi. Roasted it about a week ago. Ground it, I think, 2 days ago. This is going to be so good. Smells amazing. All right, let's give her a taste. Good. Just about 8 o'clock now. Got all camp broke down. Down there was the nice campsite from last night. Doesn't look like I'm forgetting anything. It looks like the trail we're gonna take, the Horton Trail, goes up that way, up the hill. But I wanna double back real quick and see if I can get a shot of the falls. I really didn't get to even see it last night, so I was looking for camp. So here's the falls. Definitely glad I came down here to check this out again this morning. So cool. And you know, since I'm here, I kind of want to go down there just to get a closer look. I think I'm going to do that. Oh yeah, that's better. If you can hear me over the noise of the falls. That's spectacular. All right, that was an awesome way to start the morning. So glad I decided to go back down there, check that out again, really get to see it. So now we're gonna try to head on the Horton Trail. Been coming up this Horton Trail here, just gaining elevation, following this creek back here. Came to a decent little campsite here, and hanging here. There's like 2 sleeping bags just hanging up here. Synthetic. Here's a big one. Cool water sleeping bag. I guess someone decided they didn't need them anymore. They just wanted to leave them out here. I don't know. When I first saw it, I was like, man, what the heck? Did someone abandon their camp? That didn't take too long at all. Made it up here to the junction. We've been following the Horton Trail. Horton Trail continues up that way, but we want to take this High Meadows Trail. So we're gonna head on down this way. So nice up here on this High Meadows Trail. Nice breeze going. Beautiful, beautiful day. Blue sky, sunny. Got this awesome view up here on this meadow. Heading up this way on the High Meadows Trail, it's just a lot of steady elevation. But taking it slow, getting a little out of breath up here. This breeze up here feels really good though. That High Meadows Trail was a little bit of a butt kicker this morning. It's just a straight elevation gain for I think 2.1 or so miles. Definitely kicked my butt out here a little bit this morning, but we just got finished with that trail. Now we're here at the junction with the Lumberjack Trail. So we're gonna head on down this way. And somewhere on this trail before we turn off to head back down towards the creek is where the plane crash site is supposed to be. So we're definitely gonna wanna keep our eyes open for that. On the brochure, they said that this Lumberjack Trail can be pretty wet and muddy. Be prepared to get your feet wet and muddy. Yeah, it seems about right. I don't know if you can see that straight ahead, but it's just mud and wet. Not a big deal. Just taking my time because I just really don't feel like falling in this stuff. So from the research that I've done on this plane crash site, I know that it's on this trail about the middle of the amount that we're going to be on this trail. And I believe that it's going to be near a small stream that's down here. And looking on my GPS, I can see that we're coming up on that stream here pretty close. So I'm going to start keeping my eyes peeled here, see if I can find where I need to turn off into the woods to find this crash site. I ended up having to backtrack a little bit. I went too far. This is easy to miss this crash site. It's really not marked. It's really can't see it from the trail that easily. Then I ended up coming back a little ways, and then I just cut down into the woods, started looking around, and then I saw some of the reflection here of the site. So there's still a lot of wreckage down here. Considering this is about 50 years old, it's amazing what kind of shape this is all still in. Like I said, information on this crash was very scarce, but I was able to dig up a report here. So, man, the bugs are bad down here. Kind of go over what it says here. October 31st, 1973. Rivertown, West Virginia. Time unknown. Departure point, Flint, Michigan. Intended destination, Cumberland, Maryland. Two passengers, 2 fatalities, commercial air taxi passenger, purpose. Aircraft type, Piper PA-23. Tail number NY141Y. Type of accident, collided with trees. Probable causes, pilot in command. Attempted operation with known deficiencies in equipment. Failed to follow approved procedures, directives, etc. Improper in-flight decisions or planning. Miscellaneous acts, conditions, airframe, ice. Instruments, equipment. Damn these flies, man. So continuing on here. Like I said, the flies are nasty down here. Factors, weather. Icing conditions including sleet, freezing rain, etc. Instruments, equipment, and accessory. Communications and navigation equipment, other. Weather briefing. Briefing received, method unknown. Weather forecast, forecast substantially correct. Missing aircraft, later recovered. Sky condition, unknown, not reported. Visibility at accident site, 2 miles or less. Obstructions to vision at accident site, fog. Type of weather conditions, IFR. Ceiling at accident site, 900. Precipitation at accident site, rain. Temperature 37 degrees. Type of flight plan, IFR. Remarks. Advised of icing conditions. DRG, WX brief. No wing de-icing equipment. Transponder inoperable. Possible radio. I can't quite tell what that says. The pilot. Looks like was only aged 24. 1,482 total flight hours and 433 in type. So pilot was only 24 years old out here. So the tail number N5. Yep. N5 141Y. Yep, that's it. Was able to match up the tail number. That's crazy that that's still that easy to see down here. Very interesting place. Somber reminder that 2 people did lose their lives out here. So I'm not gonna touch or move any of the debris out of respect. I'm just kind of checking stuff out, and I'm gonna be on my way here. And with that, I'll spend a good amount of time down here checking out the crash site. Found it, saw it. Now I'll leave these remains in peace. Obviously they did come and exhume the people's remains, so this isn't their final resting spot, but look at that. You can see the seats. And there's 2 makeshift graves. Just a reminder to enjoy the time that we have here, because you never know when that could come to an end. We made it out to a little junction here. This is the Lumberjack Trail and Horton Trail. Horton Trail heading down this way. We'll only be on this for a short time. And then we're going to turn off on, I think it's Judy Springs Trail. Make our way the whole way back down to the creek. And then from there we'll just follow Seneca Creek Trail. I think I'm just going to follow that the whole way back up to the Seneca Trailhead. And then from there I'll just do the mile and a half road walk back to the car. So it looks like we're going to be giving up some elevation. All that elevation we worked so hard for this morning. We've gained 1,891 feet of elevation so far on this trip. Descent was about the same, just a little bit less. It's a nice breeze coming through here. Feels great. I stopped back there just to go to the bathroom, and I'm definitely dehydrated. That's one of the darkest I've ever seen my urine color, so I know that I'm definitely pretty dehydrated right now. Run a little low in water, just drank some, so I think as soon as I make it down here to the creek, I'm going to filter up some cool, nice water, probably mix up a liquid IV or something, try to get some hydration back into me, because that was really dark. Oh, that's good. Way better than the water I got out of the Seneca Creek last night. Had a very strong, I'm sure it was like mineral taste or something. Didn't taste very good at all. That's why I stopped at this stream a little higher up here. Flowing really nice, and this is some good tasting water up here. You doing a good boy? Huh? Did you run away from your dad? Hey, how you doing? Good.
Hope he didn't bother you.
No, not at all. Okay, cool. We just linked back up a short while ago here with the Seneca Creek Trail, as you can see, running right beside me. This section of trail here is just beautiful. Starting to see a lot of like day hikers and stuff, because we're no more than like 3 miles or so from the trailhead, and this is Saturday, so. So here's the Seneca Creek trailhead that was filled up last night. This row right here. Now there's cars up the side of the forest road also. Saturday afternoon. It's a popular spot for day hiking and short overnighters. Some of the areas that we went into, definitely I could tell see a lot less foot traffic in general. So there's ways to avoid some of the crowds. And also, like I said, it's a Saturday. If you could come here during the week, I think you'd be pretty good. Or even like Friday. There were still plenty of spots down by the creek. It didn't feel overcrowded at all last night. People are getting out and enjoying the great outdoors, and yeah, can't complain about that. That's something that I definitely encourage. And it's really one of the overall themes that I want to get across with this channel, is that the outdoors are here for everyone. You don't need a lot of special skills, special equipment. As long as you can walk a little bit and carry your pack, you can get out there and you can have a good time. And the more you do it, before you know it, you'll be an expert out here. And that's just about going to wrap this one up, guys. We have successfully made it back here to the trailhead and the car. I think this area was definitely worth coming to check out. Has a good mixture of elevation down by the creek. Definitely a lot of cool stuff to see out here. I think that I accomplished everything that I set out to do out here. I wanted to test where I'm at concerning my surgery and everything, and I think that went pretty well. I wanted to test out my conditioning, which was not that great, but I already knew that. I wanted to see Seneca Falls. We did that, and I wanted to find a plane crash. We accomplished that. So overall, it was a great trip. Definitely worthwhile. With that being said, I'm ready to drop this pack. Got a pretty good drive ahead of me, about 4 hours, 45 minutes or so. I think I see some maple donuts maybe in my future, but I gotta knock this drive out first. So until next time, guys, get out and explore.